On a Thursday night in 1986, a lake exhaled. It emptied an entire valley without ever touching a single person. 1,746 people did not wake up. No explosion, no fire, no flood. Just a lake breathing out. Nyos is a crater lake in the northwestern highlands of Cameroon, a mile across, blue, still, sitting in the throat of a volcano. Farmers lived around it, cattle drank from it, children swam in it. Nobody thought it was dangerous, because it never had been. At 9 that evening, people heard something like a distant explosion. Then a rumbling, low and long, coming up through the ground. Then a column of water and foam rose out of the lake, 100 meters high, standing straight up in the dark. A wave at least 25 meters tall swept one shore clean. But the wave is not what changed the valley. Something invisible came out with it. It rose at nearly 100 kilometers an hour, then did something no gas should do. It came back down. It hugged the ground, 50 meters thick, and poured down the valleys the way water finds a drain. It reached the villages while they slept. By morning, Nyos, Kang, Cha, and Subum had gone completely quiet. The rescuers found something they struggled to describe. The huts were standing. The crops were standing. The lamps were still burning. Only the people and the animals were missing. 3,500 head of cattle were gone from the pastures. The first theory was volcanic poison. Survivors said they had smelled gunpowder, others said rotten eggs, sulfur obviously. So investigators looked for chemical burns. They found none at all, and then they realized the smell had been a lie. Carbon dioxide at high concentration makes the brain invent smells that are not there. Carbon dioxide is what came out of the lake. Between 100,000 and 300,000 tons of it, over a cubic kilometer of gas out of a lake in minutes. And carbon dioxide is 1.5 times heavier than air. It does not drift away, it sinks and it fills every low place. When the scientists finally turned to the lake itself, they found the second thing that made no sense. It had turned red. Nyos sits on a pocket of magma. The magma leaks carbon dioxide upward, constantly, quietly, into the water at the bottom. The lake is deep, and in the tropics it never turns over. The cold bottom stays at the bottom, and under pressure, water holds gas. So for centuries the lake had been loading, a bottom layer saturated, held down by nothing but the weight of the water above it. A bottle of champagne, shaken for 400 years, with the cork still on, except the cork is the water itself. That night, some deep water rose, pressure dropped, gas came out of solution, the bubbles pulled more deep water up behind them. The lake overturned itself in a chain reaction, and the water from the bottom was rich in iron. It met the air and turned red. One question remained. What started it? A landslide, said most geologists. An eruption on the lakebed, said others. And then a fourth answer, the one that should give you pause. Maybe nothing started it. Maybe nothing had to. Once a single bubble forms inside a saturated layer, it rises, it grows, and it drags the next one up behind it. And 2 years earlier, another Cameroonian lake called Monoun had done exactly the same thing. The first one did not prevent the second, which left everyone with the same problem. The gas was already coming back. Nyos began reloading the day after it released. Here is the part almost nobody knows. Because it is not a disaster, it is a repair. A French team proposed something ridiculous. Give the lake a straw, run a pipe from the deep water to the surface, pump once just to start it and then stop pumping. As the water climbs, pressure drops, gas comes out, bubbles form. Bubbling water is lighter, so it rises faster. The column feeds itself, a permanent fountain powered by the gas it removes. By 2019, one pipe alone holds the lake safe indefinitely, with no power, which would be a clean ending. Except scientists went hunting for other lakes like Nyos, and they found one, Lake Kivu, 2,000 times larger, 2 million people on its shores. In 2005, a study warned its risk was climbing. In 2020, that study was corrected. Kivu sits close to steady state. The dangerous lakes are the ones nobody is measuring.